Good morning, good morning. Beautiful, beautiful sisters, melanated feminine collective. Sorry, I'm not quite awake. As you can see, I'm looking every second of my 55 years this morning, and I'm still in my onesie. Um, Up later than I would like to be, but I'm up, and I'm grateful for that. Today, I'd like to speak to you about abuse. One of the things that I feel we, the Melanated Feminine Collective, are very used to dealing with, and the sea that we're used to swimming in is one of abuse. And I don't necessarily mean someone taking their fist and stomping your face. I mean the abuse that happens regularly, that penetrates deeply, and we allow it because we're traumatized. So many in our community, not just our sisters, our brothers too, our mothers, our fathers, our grandparents, are used to trauma. And it feels so familiar that we perpetuate it, we allow it. And it's in those little things sometimes. We don't even notice it. And I don't know about you, but I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it, and it needs to stop. And I recognize that I'm the only one in my life that can stop it. And yes, I'm going to talk about it, but at the end, hopefully, because this is just a very spontaneous posting, I'll be able to come up with some ways that I think that we can maybe just, just put it down. And I think that's all it is. It's to just put it down. That abuse takes place when we malign ourselves and we doubt ourselves, when our gut and our heart and our mind and everything is screaming that this is something I should do, or that's somewhere I would like to go, or that's something I would like to create. And we constantly doubt ourselves because we get things in our heads like, well, what will the community say? And what will my family say? And those energies that come back to us from those people who don't necessarily even speak a word to us, but when we do put something out there, when we do try and expand in some way, when we do try something different, when we do have an ambition to create something, move in a different direction, or even just when we're being just ourselves, open, free in our personalities, there's a don't laugh so loud, or you always laugh too loud, or we're afraid of the who does she think she is comments. They don't even have to be comments, they just have to be thought, because we feel it. We know we feel it, don't we? Even though that sister or that cousin or that friend, so-called, says nothing, you feel the energy change, and you know there's a criticism or a condemnation there. And then we shrink in some way, and we accept it, and we allow this maelstrom of other negative thoughts to start swimming around in our head. Is it me? What did I do wrong? Well, it must be me. Why is it always me? What do I have to change about myself? Stop it. Honestly, stop it. Because we are original woman, and I believe that every single one of us deserves every access to the joy, the wealth, the abundance that is on this planet. And it's not just for certain people. And for what, I'm sick to death of the melanated feminine being dismissed and maligned and criticized and told that, well, you're used to being strong, so that's your remit. It's a hackneyed trope, okay? We're women, we're souls, we're spirit beings, we are human. And just like everyone else, there are 360 degrees of us. There's sensitivity, there's creativity, there's genius, there's scientific endeavor, there's laughter, there's love, there's sex, there's all of it in every single one of us, and we should be allowed to be all of that, and not relegated to just this narrow definition of who we're meant to be. I am sick and tired of seeing sexual and emotional anorexia amongst my black sisters, because we're relegated to this space of, if we don't fit certain tropes or certain ways of being, then we are abandoned and left isolated. And then many of us live these lives of years and years of individual isolation, and I know for many, deep loneliness and depression, but that we won't speak about it, though, will we? We won't allow ourselves to support each other and just be a holding space for each one of us, for one of our sisters, to just be and say what is going on for her, because we're all so bothered about what everyone else on the outside is going to think. It makes me saddened that there are women of my generation, older, and some coming up behind who are younger, who are walking into the same eventuality. And sisters, we have to be there, one, for ourselves first, and two, for each other. And we have to stop it. There are some of you who are not watching this video, because when you see it drop, you'll be like, no, what's she up to now? She's always doing something. Just that little niggly thought is not supportive. You might not like it, but do you have to critique it before you've even accessed it? And I'm just talking about myself. I'm talking about for anybody else. We have to stop it, sisters. We have to start with ourselves. Stop criticizing yourself. When someone says something or does something and it gives you that little niggle, feel it in here. If you know that's not about you, don't take it on. Because they're so used to you taking on. They know that you're a sensitive soul. Those of you watching this, you're probably empathetic people. You're probably sensitive people. And so you do take it on. And they see that shift in your energy, and they feel it, and they feed off it. Because it's that gives them that sense of power. Got her again. They see that doubt. They see that little bit of emotional and spiritual shrinking that goes on in you. Don't do it to them. We are light. We are here to uplift and support one another. And I have to say thank you to so many women who are around me. Not necessarily, they may be close, they may not be close. But I watch you and I see what you're doing, and you inspire me, and you're a light. Keep doing it. But sisters, we have to come together sometimes. Even if it's just an encouraging word, even if it's just a yes, keep going. Yeah? We're all doing our different things. There's room for all of us to be who we are meant to be. But you cannot grow healthy plants in poisoned soil. So if you have to lift yourself up by the roots and transplant yourself into another piece of fertile earth, and that means you're the only plant there, and you're isolated, then so be it. Because if you want to be healthy, if you want spiritual, emotional health, if you want to attract love, companionship, friendship, joy, if you want to be around a group of people where you can say your tribe, your family, and I don't mean just the relations, because many of us are struggling and fighting with people who we see as family because we were born into the same space, and we have an obligation to them, and we love them, and we're doing our best for them, because we think family is about support, and it's about upliftment, and it's about encouragement, and they're giving you jack in return. And in fact, all they're doing is actually maligning you and bringing you down. So when we say dash them, yeah, love them still, because they are family. And I, for one, believe in family. Family is very, very precious to me. But when I say dash them, I mean love them from a distance. Put them over there and tell yourself, I love them, but don't bring them in. And cut off all the negativity that is being sent to you. Because you have a right, sisters, to be exactly who God and Spirit designed you to be. You have a right to be what your ancestors have given you in terms of the DNA and the gifts that they sent through you. You are your ancestors' wildest dreams. You sitting here right now watching this, or you sitting there not watching this, whoever you are, melanated feminine, you are your ancestors' wildest dreams, and you owe it to yourself in this life to feel moments of joy and completion and satisfaction at just being you. I want to shout out some of those women in my wider circle who I see as light, who encourage me just by being and doing themselves. Keep going. I know we're all doing our little thing in isolation. To the Marthas, to Margaret Aberdeen, to Susan Asiomo, who's a young queen coming up, a beautiful spirit, to Rosemary, to Musso Kandu, beautiful, beautiful spirit, lyrical poetess, is doing her own thing, which is beautiful. I want to say thank you to those people, to Rosemary, to Leonora, to Beryl, who I met very, very recently, a wonderful person of light, to Coco Oya, a beautiful sister who is walking a path that is very, very challenging. We need to support ourselves and our women. Support each other, ladies. And even if that means you see something, give a word of encouragement, and if you can't, keep your damn mouth shut and check your energy, because it's draining. We all know we're all struggling enough as it is. But the abuse starts with yourself. Stop abusing yourself. Stop abusing yourself with the way you think about yourself. Don't take on the abuse of others, whether it be energetically, and don't allow them to change the thoughts in your head so you start criticizing and questioning yourself. I know this has been a bit of a ramble, but I felt very strongly that theme was coming up for a lot. Not just for me, but for other sisters that I've spoken to this week. And I just wanted to share that. And whether I'll share that publicly or whether I just share it amongst my sisters, I'm really not sure yet. Reach out to someone. And I know it's hard. We feel the shame, what they're going to think, what they're going to say. Broke that down. All those barriers that we have to being our fullest versions. I'm telling you, sisters, you deserve the best of everything. I mean, look at you. Look in the mirror. Look how beautiful you are. Look at the spirit that sits within your chest, that's always giving, always putting light out into the world. You don't deserve to be beating yourself up and putting yourself down. Not you. Not you, my sister. So stop it today. One of my previous videos, I asked you to do the mirror exercise. Look in the mirror every single day and tell yourself, I love you. And I love you because I name at least 5 things that you love about yourself. We have to start doing this work, sisters. Otherwise, this cycle will keep perpetuating itself. We know we are the lowest of the low when it comes to how society has stratified itself. But it is time we stood up. It is time our gifts, our power, our wonder, our magnificence was put out into this world. Whether you like this video or not doesn't matter to me. Whether you share this video or not, that is not my intention. That is up to you. But I just hope this message resonates with you somewhere and you find some kind of power to say, I am, and I am worthy of every goodness and every abundance and every possibility that is within me. You deserve to feel that. I am Pauline Tomlin, Insightful Angel. There's so much more I could have said, but I'm just conscious that maybe it's time to close it there. But thank you so much for listening. If you have been listening and watching, whatever you do, just have a blessed day and live your life for yourself. Don't put yourself down, and be the best light that you can be, because that's why you're here. I love you. Thank you.